Hey everybody, it is Mickey, and I just want to bring you another update as to what has been going on with my progress. So, as some of you may have noticed, I got my ears pierced. That is the most obvious one, and I was waiting to do it. I was trying to find a place. Everybody said I'd have to go to the next biggest town, which is like an hour and a half away, and if I waited for that, I just never would have done it. So, I was also told not to use any place that uses a gun, but you know what? I was starting to get a little desperate. So the place I found, I didn't know, but I inquired. She said she uses a gun, so I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. I'm tired of waiting, so I did it. I know it's not the method that people recommend, but that's the method I went with, and doing my best to take care of them, keep them clean, things like that. Beyond that, as some of you might remember from a different video, I was not feeling good last week, so I had to skip voice training. So I missed a week of that, but I have another one tonight, and I am feeling better, so that's why I'm not hiking. And so I am going to get everything back on track, which it's a bigger statement than you realize, because part of the reason I got sick, I'm fairly certain, is because I just got completely overwhelmed with trying to do a lot of stuff. I had way too many plates spinning, and I could not keep them all going. And as a result, I just crashed. My body would not start recovering until I just sat on the couch and watched movies. I tried really hard to get some other stuff done, and my body was just like, nope, not having it. So I have recovered, but it came at a cost. Part of the reason I was struggling so much is because this is kind of more related to my photography channel, but in order to operate the commercial tours I do out here in Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks, I have to pay my insurance, usually this time of year. And to get that extra insurance is a lot of money all at once, and I just didn't have it this year. Things are going in a different direction, and I was trying to paddle upstream, to use a kind of wonky metaphor, but trying to force it, and it just wasn't happening. And so couldn't afford the extra insurance, which doesn't even include the permits that I would need. So I'm pretty bummed that I'm not going to be doing tours this year. It's something I love doing, and it brings in some extra money that I need. But more than that, I just love sharing this place with people, and I'm really bummed I'm not going to be able to do that this year. So I'm going to find some other things, hopefully to kind of fill in that gap, or at least bide my time. But that was kind of one of the bigger stressful things that I was going through that did not pan out. And it's the first time in, a number of years that I will not be doing tours. So, yeah, that was kind of heartbreaking. But you know what? It's 1 year. Come back stronger. And you know, the other thing is, I'm still kind of at that awkward point in the transition. Like, obviously my voice training's not done. I could start booking tours when it's not quite right, and looks wise, I still feel like I'm sort of in this in between. I'm definitely seeing progress. I look in the mirror, I was like, oh, there she is. And that's really euphoric and amazing. But I still, feel like I'm, kind of in between, and that's a tricky spot to be in, not knowing really how to present once I am meeting people in public and kind of like offering the service for them. So, I mean, I can justify it as being a good thing, but, in reality, it's kind of a bummer. But, you know what, life goes on. Something else will come in. I'm kind of the opinion that when you're trying to force something and it's just not happening, it's best to just not force it. Just sort of listen to the universe. And just, go with the flow. Go with what feels better, what feels easier, and that usually winds up being a better solution. So I'm just going to see what happens, because I spent the last month or two trying to force things, and nothing really happened, and it all just kind of fell apart. So I am gonna enjoy, time to myself, having some more free time, and not having to make the investment, at least, even though I would have made it back this summer, but still, I can kind of coast through the spring and see what happens. But yeah, not a whole lot else to say. I hit a point where I thought the HRT effects had kind of plateaued, but then every now and then I look back, or I look down, and I'm like, oh no, there's definitely still things happening. And it's, you get caught up in this sort of, you see the changes early, hopefully, and then things just sort of like, you get acclimated to them, and it's hard to really keep track of the changes when you're acclimated to the changes. And so it's where it comes in, where it's a marathon and not a sprint, and that becomes the hard part, is remembering that, and not trying to want too much too fast. So I am definitely in that spot right now, that place, and I am just trying to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, because that's really what it is, and that's kind of just where I am. You don't really have a choice. So yeah, I don't really know what else to add beyond that. That is where I am right now, and aside from life taking a little detour I wasn't expecting, I'm loving the journey. I am really happy with the way everything else is going. I've had my friends, a lot of my friends have been really helpful and supportive, and I have a friend coming over today who's gonna get me a different haircut. It's the first haircut I've gotten since I cut it all off back in July, about a month before my egg cracked. So I don't want to get it short. He knows that. I just want it to be something that's more of a feminine cut. So I will go with that, see what happens. And yeah, till next time, I will see y'all. And thank you so much. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I love all the support. Y'all are all so amazing. And thank you a million times. I love you all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.